Well, let's get the latest on today's vote, and we can speak to our European Affairs editor, Nicholson, who joins us from just outside the Scottish Parliament in Edinburgh. Catherine, is there a sense there that this is indeed a highly significant vote?
Well, Tom, we have all 129 seats in the Scottish Parliament up for grabs today, and the leaders of the various parties definitely wanting the nation to take this very seriously, get out there and vote. They've been seen on TV casting their own ballots. Nicola Sturgeon turning up head to toe in SNP yellow, the Greens party leader showing up on his bike, for example, trying to show the way and get people out to those polling places. This is the first major democratic test here in Scotland since the pandemic struck, since Brexit came into force and into action, and since the 2019 general election across the whole United Kingdom, which of course confirmed Boris Johnson as the British Prime Minister. Now, in terms of Scottish elections, well, independence has always been in the air, in the background, ever since the Scottish devolved Parliament was set up less than 20 years ago. No less so today. But whatever other policies any party has here in Scotland, their stance on independence is always a clear dividing line. It's always clear to voters. I have seen some pretty big queues at polling places. We know that a record number of people have voted in advance. Over 1 million postal votes were requested. A lot of that, of course, down to people wanting to avoid going out and getting into contact with people because of the pandemic. It's going to mean that the results are not going to come out quickly. We should start to have a bit of a clear picture on Friday. We're expecting about 60% of the seats to be declared by then, and full results emerging by about the middle of Saturday.
OK, and of course the referendum for independence was only 7 years ago, still quite fresh in everybody's memories. That's in 2014. I mean, this is an issue that's come back to the forefront of discussion there in Scotland. I'm just wondering what's changed in Scotland since that last referendum was held, Catherine?
Quite a lot has changed in terms of the big background picture, of the big constitutional picture. It is hard to believe, like you say, that it's just under 7 years since that vote, with 55% of Scots rejecting independence. Some of the major things that have happened since then, I mentioned it already, the Brexit referendum just 2 years later in June 2016. Of course, we had the UK as a whole voting to leave the European Union by 52 to 48%. But here in Scotland, this was the one nation, the one constituent part of the UK that voted the most strongly to remain in the EU. 62% of Scots wanted to remain. And as of January 1st this year, Brexit has become reality, with some big changes, big disruptions for certain types of businesses. Fishing communities all around the United Kingdom, for example, have been in the headlines for the direct impact on their business. We've also had the pandemic that struck as well since that referendum, and that focus going on to health and economic issues, some of those devolved issues for the Scottish Parliament. One thing to say, though, is that whatever the party's stances on independence, actually all the parties involved in this election do agree that getting out of the health and economic crisis caused by the pandemic is their priority.
OK, well, thank you very much indeed for bringing us up to speed. France 24's Nicholson in Edinburgh. Thank you.